Hi guys, Old Man Chris back again. Not a very long video. In fact, this is the second take of an intro because something else cropped up, so I'll just check through what I wanted to mention. First thing is the GoFundMe for Richard, Making Something Out of Nothing. That's going quite well, up to about 2,200, and in the description I'll leave the link to that and the video he did on his boundary problem. Been some very kind contributors to that fund me. I hope that continues and that he gets his problem sorted out. Second thing, oh yes, my friend Delrin, gosh, I think it was last year, I did a quick tour of his shop. I just discovered from his daughter that he wants to sell his Monarch lathe, and I thought it was worth mentioning in case anybody's interested. The shop is located in Bedford, PA. The lathe is, if I remember, 18.5-inch swing and 54-inch between centres. Quite a good sized lathe. He wants $1,000 for it. Buyer collects. And also in the description I'll put a link to the video I did when I visited his shop, because part the way through that where we're looking at the Monarch, I'm not sure how far through. It's not that long of a video, but if you fast forward through it you'll get to the point where we're looking at the Monarch. So, Monarch for sale, $1,000, buyer collects. Get in touch with me. My email's in the description. We've got @ instead of at. You know what I mean. Drop me a line and I can get in touch with you with his phone number. Alright, so if anybody's interested, nice Monarch lathe, bit of a classic, just let me know. Finally, I think, yes, quick job, renovating or repairing a roller. You know the type of thing. If you've got a stand and a roller and a long overhang of a piece if you're cutting or whatever, just a support roller. It had pretty much collapsed, and the first thing I'll show after this waffle is a little bit of a video that Arthur, my friend, put together. It's his roller. He did this short video to show the roller in position and just how bad it was, and later on you'll see again how bad it is. And then we just go on to work on some Delrin to get the thing functioning again. Alright, that's about it. Sorry as usual, rather a lot of waffle, and look forward to seeing you again soon, I hope. Take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching. Bye. Well, pretty standard type of roller. I forget the origin, but anyway, it's a usual thing on its own stand. And here's how bad it had got. I mean, that's not really what you want, is it, for a decent roller? $10mm shaft all the way through, and then a very simple bearing in a bearing case, shall we say. And this end's almost finished breaking up, and this end has broken up. It's just a bit of a mess. So what we've got each end is the bearing holder, and there's also a spring on each end which helps with, I think, if I remember rightly, installation in the in the holding forks each end. Bearings are very primitive. I forget where he said these came from, and I think the rollers had a fair bit of use, but it certainly needs a bit of a tweak. If you look at this end, I think it'll probably just about fall out. So there we are, that's a bit of a mess. And there's the other spring. So we're going to put some Delrin in the lathe, make a couple of bearing end caps. Well, this tube is nominally 50 mil, but it's not very round. This end's not very good. I've measured what I can from the old insert, and had a piece of 2-inch Delrin here. It's rather a lot of stick out, so I think I'm going to take a slice off that and work closer to the chuck. Right, the first ID there is to approximate this, which is on the rear of the old insert, and then the bearing, which is a very basic bearing, that fits in the pocket, comes out the back a little. I'm not going to relieve that. It can just have a plain back, and the bearing this is actually slightly rubbery, but the bearing is not a tight fit inside this pocket because the spring on the shaft has to be able to move it. So we're going to now do the on the first piece, do a pocket for the bearing. Let's check and see where we're at here. Let's see. Still slightly tight because this has got to go in with enough free space to be able to just slide, so maybe another half thou. Alright, of course this is not quite as elastic as the material that the old pockets were from, but that should be alright. Okay, we'll go on to the next step. Doing it this way around is a bit awkward actually, because we need a slight relief. Well, there's an outer piece which stops it going in any further, so I'm going to use a left-hand tool, any one I could find in a hurry. So trying to take this down to the size for the tube, which, as I think I said earlier, wasn't round. So I took a max and a min of the ID and came up with an average. So we'll see how well it works out, or not. Delrin, as most people know, is a specific animal, being rather elastic and sometimes a bit harder to get to the hang on, a bit harder to hit the exact figure straight away. I'll put a mic on this when I get a bit further. So I've got to take about another 15. Just put a touch of chamfer on there, break that edge. Now we'll part that off and see how it's going. Alright, well there's the first one. It's got to clean up a little bit. Anyway, desperation measure, yeah. I wouldn't say it was quite a bozo, but I did a calculation originally on the idea of the tube. And as I said, it was out of round. And I took it down to, I can't remember what it was now, but it was still a bit too large. So I did a calculation, which I should have done originally. The tube is 50 mil, which is 1.968. All thickness 040, so subtracted 080 and comes out to 1.888. So I'm just taking this down fractionally. I may even have to use the press to get the damn thing in if I can't whack it in. I mean, this is a bit of a cheat really, because I'm not working between centres. I've just put the other end, this expanding mandrel, I've just put that end in the chuck and hope for the best. It actually ran pretty true. See what we got. Oh, we'll go with that. And I don't suppose it'll go into the tube yet. Hang on, let's see. This is so distorted. I tried to improve it, but without much success. Yeah, I think it'll go. Damn awkward having this out around. Yeah, I think it'll go. Fingers crossed. So I'll take the other one down to 1888 straight away and save this nonsense. Well, another cheat here is the left-hand tool. It's a bit too big because I'm not far enough out of the chuck, but I don't want to change that, so I'm using a parting tool as long as it gets me to where I want to go. I'm taking it a little bit slow so I don't stress the parting tool too much. Anyway, I'll finish this off. I'm going to take it down to 188, so I don't have to trim it down, hopefully. Right, we'll part off the second one. I'm going to see if we can get these pieces tidied up. And see if we can get them installed. It's a bit of deburring to do. Okay, we got done. So we got decent end pieces. In fact, I've added a couple of spacers. The internal spring needs to be a little bit more tension, so I've added some spacers. Anyway, that's it. I mean, not very exciting, but we got the job done. These end caps are a pretty tight fit, but they went in. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Just a quick one.